Well, first of all, I guess with the whole plan, this whole film has been an experiment. First time working with Simon, and of course we got Kevin, who I've worked with previously before, and it was really a case of how well could we work together. Simon brings, of course, his professional historical careers, which is fantastic. We had two really good actors in Jules and Claire. We also had Kevin, who was great, but a very smaller role. So it was important for me to have people who knew what they were doing behind the camera, and it was important to me to have people who could act. So actually, in many ways, the script was secondary, and that sounds strange. So I'm a script writer, or at least I like to think I'm a script writer. But it was important. I wanted to prove that we could make a professional-looking film, and I'm confident that will happen. And of course, you, Jack, really helped with the sound and with all the other things you got involved with, which is really, really helpful. So it's been a good, harmonious team.
We want to go away from the stereotypical kind of general storyline. I know this is the thing. It is a straightforward script. Which is why we really good. But the idea is to make it really quirky.
Yeah. Or doing it's called a truck shot, which is where you move along the side. And you can do some parallax moves where you move along the side and then you're turning the camera at the same time. So there's
if you come up with something that's and then you could have your own.
Yeah.
Because we're we're saying this, but you could say, well, what I'd like is the character to do such and such and move and wear this to this song. That's it. That's your back. That's up to you. If you.
And it's a good idea though. You say different attire, so you go for that walking with a completely different attire, and you go back to the original attire.
Yeah.
But and then.
Because original, are we thinking like smart, like?
What are your thoughts?
I don't know, because I feel like she'd be quite smart because she's trying to put on like a front to like the more like sinister energy that she's got within her. But I do have like a suit which doesn't have like a shirt, it's like a waistcoat and then like a blazer that I could wear.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Okay, for the main, okay.
Yeah.
And then when you're thinking of the dance one?
Just like completely casual, as if like, I don't really care about this interview, I'm not aiming to get this role, whatever, doesn't really care, but then deep down you see that she does care. So it's like showing like the teenage vulnerability of like going to an interview, maybe like this is her first time and she's just not expecting to get it. Kind of.
I do think with the walk down, as you said, that first one, we can use the whole hall.
Use the full length of it.
She's coming towards the camera, so the fact that even if we end up putting the table halfway down, it doesn't matter, because it will do that. And then we cut. What we do is she kind of pauses as if she's looking at you, and then the next shot would be you at the table. But the fact that we've used the whole hall, if necessary for the song, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
When we're doing that, we can use the autofocus because the autofocus on the Canon camera is excellent.
That's fine. Yeah. So we'll use, because it's yours, that's your gear. You will do that, fella. All right. Are you writing this down?
No.
Write it down.
Well, it's always okay.
Got health and safety gear on because we've been filming outside on a very quiet country lane. But I think for the film, that's going to be a cracking shot as well. But we've got some really good indoor shots. And one shot I was very impressed with, Simon was using an overhead shot and he's using trolley shots where he's doing change of focus, zooming in and zooming out. And I think when all the shots you've managed to get together with Simon and Kevin and the two actresses, Jules and Claire, and myself obviously involved in bits of it as well, I think as a tight unit, you've got a really nice little team as a base team to work from for the future. So really enjoyed it, good fun. I missed the first half of the villa, but I'll let you off this time.
Never too young, Mrs. Lancaster.
Call me Gemma. So you're applying for the management role at the studio. I've got to say, you look like you've just come off your mother's teat.
Mozart was 5 years of age when he created his first musical composition. And
The thing, this before then they start, because she's turned to camera, she said what she said, and then before we get to the dialogue, do we do a kind of a shot of, say, Jules' shoulder and head, then cut to you the same, just to the face, eyes, and then, you know what I mean? Do we do that? It's almost like there's a moment so we pause, and then they cut into the next bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to have that variety of those different shots. I think what I would probably do would be to film the whole thing first of all with two cameras and have One which would be over the shoulder here, so we're getting the edge of Claire's head just on the left-hand side, so we're focused on Jules, and then likewise on here, and then I would film another one which is from a wide angle to get them both in all the way through, and then we can then look at what are the points where we want to get those close-ups to be able to cut into it, but we do want to think about that in advance, so we know exactly what bits we want to shoot. Yes, so I would want to have the lights as close as possible with just being out of range, because the closer you go with the lights, the softer it is. And I would like to do the filming on the dark side of them, so the lights would be on the other side.
Far more cinematic, isn't it? Looks filming on the shadow side.
Okay. That's fine, okay.
So this is my first film that I've made with the Sutton Coldfield Movie Makers Club. My role within this was to be responsible for the camera operating and the cinematography and the lighting, and working closely with Alex and with Kevin to come up with the visual storytelling element of it and decide what camera angles that we want to have and what different shots that we want to include. And it's been a really good experience to work with Kevin and Alex and get more experience in narrative, storytelling, filmmaking.
Now the bad news is editing. Who's got the job of editing? Is it you or Kevin? Who's doing that?
So it's going to be myself and Kevin that are doing the editing. We're both going to have a go at doing it and see what results that we come up with, which will probably be slightly different from each other, but that'll be a good way to see who does what and what works well and what maybe doesn't work so well, so that we can come up with something together. There is quite a lot of footage there and a lot of different shots, so it will take a little bit of time to organise the footage, but I think it's worthwhile doing that to get those different creative angles to then really make it feel like a immersive film for people to watch.
How do I do that? How do I pull out the gun?
Oh yeah, I think I might get a. After all the way, I was thinking I was just going to say I've got quite a big gun, so it's not.
Would it be better
So I'm going to
to
get a
go
small one.
in the pocket?
Yeah, and I think it'd be somewhere around you. Kind of. The idea is that I mean the
I
camera-wise,
suppose
not
if you
going
had
to see
it
it.
at the front,
'Cause
a man wouldn't want
I
to.
think you're going to
Because
go.
I have a
for
suit jacket, so I could tuck it in the front and just have the jacket covering it.
I think the idea is he didn't search you in certain areas, so it's just, we're not going to literally show you there, but like as in, because you're going through it again and then you produce the gun. So I've got a small gun on order, a small miniature size replica, so that looks more realistically you could have hidden. So you will do that, yeah. Is that right?
Page.
I'm my 5.
Okay.
I know you're coming down here trying to play the tough guy, but I won't be offering you that job. I think that's fine.
Where's this one?
I should just have my man Benson throw you out what I've got to say. Instead of saying I've got to say I admire you, maybe I'm intrigued would work there. See what I'm saying?
I should have you.
I was thinking
But I've
because
got
you
to
said
say
earlier.
that I admire your
So
guts.
say, I admire you coming down here trying to play the tough guy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Change that to whatever you think.
I
This
just-
one here.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe
are you
I'll take it
you
out
okay
completely. You mean like so? I don't think so. Instead of saying I got to say that I admire you, because as you said it. Listen. I admire you coming down here and trying to play the tough guy. Fine. So here
Well,
you
but
go.
I'm intrigued. We don't need someone hacking into other systems, but human me.
I'd
What
say
other
just
way?
get rid of that. I admire your guts.
Yeah,
Just-
I got to say, I
So you
admire your
go-
guts. Just
so you
get
do
rid
that.
of it.
So I
Guts.
should just have one man Benson throw you out. We don't need someone hacking into
Okay,
systems. So,
so
you
just-
so take out the butt all the way to guts.
Okay.
So, I've played it pretty safe. Just some gentle sparring here and there.
So where you start it, you know, yeah, and then so we've got to time it. So mind you saying that, I don't know.
How long is that monologue in seconds?
It's a minute and a half.
A minute and a half.
Yeah.
Blimey.
No, well done. How did you know that?
Because I timed it.
Ah,
There you go.
well done.
So yeah, static is a long time, but
Unless-
don't forget.
There's a part where it changes. Hold up. After it says confused, I understand. I marked that as like the change of emotion. So you could, or like change of like from talking very like cryptically to then like kind of explaining. So you could either start static
And then go
and
moving.
then go moving, or the other way
way
around.
Yeah.
Good idea.
My role was Sally. So basically, she's this teenage girl thinking she owns the whole world, and she comes into this interview thinking she has all the power, but at the end we learn that might not be the truth.
And what sort of bits did you particularly like? Anything special that really stood out that you really enjoyed doing?
Although I felt a bit foolish, I really liked the whole like dancing sequence because I think it brought about something different within the short film. As far as like cameras, I was like amazed by how big they were and how like the guys could get so many different cool shots.
I find it very hard to learn lines, and I was so impressed with the fact that you could pick up not just the starter line halfway through the sequence. How did you learn that skill? Where did you come from for your theatrical learning? Was it stage school or university?
No, it was kind of like I had to teach myself because like for actors I came quite late to the game. It might not seem late, but I was halfway through like secondary school. So only like I'd say 4 years ago I just started like fully acting. What really helped me was I went to this like stage school like after school group which was called pt2, and that like really helped me learn those fundamental skills.
Everything has consequences. You lose your limbs, your fingers severed. You lose your work, actually, I hope you don't mind. You know, she walks away, that's a throwaway comment over her shoulder. Looking forward to working with you, Gemma.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that might work.
Yeah.
But I think there's too long at the desk after she said a piece. I'm just sitting there going,
Yeah. Okay.
Do you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
So I think that
yeah.
might be as
So
she's
you're
going
walking
off.
away. Yeah.
Like
What shotgun mic have you got?
when I did
Is it a Sennheiser?
It's a Sennheiser.
Okay, let's use that. I've put some.
aren't you a little young to be looking for a job? Not much you could do on the computer then.
I'm a little young to settle down and have a family.
The answer's no, kid. No. Run along and play with your toys and leave us grown-ups in peace. So you are trying to blackmail me?
Looking forward to working with you, Jim.
And maybe with that, looking forward to, I think you'll guess when you get to about here, say looking forward to working with you. Well, you shout it that. Without looking.
Without looking.
I reckon as you go forward, you're kind of just saying
Yeah.
it. You don't need to look back. So you get to about there, and then you say looking forward to, like this.
Looking forward to working with you, Gemma.
Do you want the one
That's
fancy
it.
power
Yeah.
one?
That's good.
Slightly
Even if it's the wide
outwards.
shot, if there is
Yeah.
a mess up on that.
So more like this.
Because some of it we
Yeah.
were looking to cut in anyway.
Yes,
So we
so
so we wouldn't want it just everything from the long shot because it'd become like a theatre show, isn't it?
I think it'll be fine once I get into it.
Yeah,
It's just like the initial.
Yeah.
So you've got.
Okay, that's.
See what ISO I'm on. Set that. I'm on ISO 640.
So also, your angle is different to mine.
Right. Do you want me to?
Well, let's look at. I'll show you mine, and then we can decide between us which we prefer. Because mine is a lot further away.
Coming to join in. Yours is further away, yeah.
Yours is closer, and it's more at that angle.
Right. Okay. So Paul,
But because we're going to have one quite close up at
Yes.
this angle, I think
this
it's
is
better
an
to-
even wider angle.
This is the wide angle, so
Yeah.
I think it would be
Put it
more
there.
like.
I'll sit down just.
You're thinking it.
I think we might be.
Because really, you want Jack on the line of third.
So his eyes, sort of there and
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
See what?
from those 3 points, and then you'll hold the clapperboard up and you'll read out, this is scene 3, shot 3, take 1, clap. And I would also like you to, after you clap, just turn it around for a second, because there's a grey card on the back, which is useful for white balance.
I'm able to both.
So let's do the white balance first, and just hold it here so that that camera can see it, and then hold it there so that that camera can see it, and then you'll read out, this is scene 3, shot 3, take 1, and then you can do the clapperboard, but make sure you do the clapperboard where both cameras can see it. So we're recording audio.
Yeah.
We are recording camera A.
Yeah. And camera B.
Do you want me to?
Are you recording? Have you pressed record?
I'm not recording yet.
Okay, so start record, please.
Okay. Yeah.
Do this
recording
And then
now.
white balance to camera A, yep, and white balance to camera B. And can you show the other side to both cameras as well quickly? Yep, and to that one. And then if you can audio, just read out.
Yeah. Okay. The interview, scene 3, shot 3, take 1.
And action.
Take a seat. Well, good with computers, kid.
Well, there's good, and then there's me.
What good's that to my employer?
You have many companies. A few legit, but most are a front for your real businesses.
And what would that be?
Bribery, extortion, racketeering, the list is endless.
Gossip like that can get you into trouble. What good's that to my employer?
You've got many companies, a few legit, but most are a front for your real business.
And what would that be?
Bribery, extortion, racketeering, the list is endless. I do, but I know that's not going to happen.
So if you know that's not going to happen, what are you even doing here?
You're going to give me a job that pays real handsome, and while the work doesn't really happen.
So you are trying to blackmail me.
The interview, scene 3, shot 3, take 2.
And action.
Take a seat.
I've mastered the coffee making.
Well, I have purple usually on my false colour. Yeah, I'll look at that.
Yeah, it's good.
Stand here and do that, and then do it to that camera, and it just means you're not having to walk around. So
Oh,
you
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
just do it.
Yeah,
all from
okay,
here.
no problem. I'll just change the...
Exposing it correctly. I mean, I know. So I use this to expose it.
The waveform.
Yeah. I use the grey on the back of the clapperboard is 18% grey.
Right.
So the reason why I've got Claire to hold it off is because I know that when I'm focusing on that 18% grey, it should be.
IRE, is it?
Well, yeah, between 40 and 50% is where I'm setting it, and that's the correct exposure. And action.
Take a seat.
The films for Sutton Coldfield Movie Makers. We're working together with Alex on this one. Could you tell us what your role is?
Director. I was doing some camera work until we decided to do one camera. Bit of sound with Jack, and anything that I can really help out with. Even did a bit of acting earlier on.
On this particular film, is there anything that stood out for you as a really either comical or interesting aspect of it that really sort of think, oh, that was good?
I just really appreciated everything that was done. You know, the acting. I was really impressed with how the ladies, you know, put the characters across. Simon's work, Alex's scripts. You know, it's just really good fun. We're learning a lot, so we're going to build and do bigger projects, and these are each stepping stones for experience, really.
Yeah. Show me driving, could have gone to school.
Which one do you go down to?
Well, I used to go to the Fox and Dogs, but that's become an ego now, so that's gone out the window.
Really?
So I'll go to the Spoons, Maple, Mere Green.
Timmy Green. Ah, yeah. I'm not sure about the sound on that. Simon, do you want to have a listen? It's not recording.
Is that one lower? Or the same one?
Okay, can
This
you
one's
talk?
lower.
Do you want that lower? So if we put it there, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
like that.
It's supposed to point to the chest, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon.
Let's do that.
Yeah, that's around there.
Is that okay?
Try again. Do you want that list?
Aren't you a little young to be looking for a job?
Never to you, Mrs. Lancaster.
Call me Gemma. So, you're applying for the manager's position at the studio. I've got to say, it looks like you just come off your mum's teeth.
Mozart was 5 years of age when
Yeah, keep going, sorry.
Mozart was
That's
5 years of
fine.
age when he created his first musical composition, and Joan of Arc was only 17 when she led the French army.
That one needs to be pointing
How
more
did that work?
towards. You just carry on, just ignore
How did
that
that
one.
work out for her?
This one needs to be
I'm
pointing more.
I'm proficient with the
into-
computer.
I've got plenty of people
Correct.
good with computers, kid.
Well, there's good,
That's so much
and then
better.
there's me.
And then
Is that
just,
better?
yeah,
Alright.
yours is fine. Would you change a lens to the 85?
Yeah.
Do it so it's really close.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
Just experiment
Yeah.
with that. Is that okay? Cheers,
Sure.
mate. Nah, carry on. Get yourselves out of there. We're only kids, lot. You know what?
Okay. But let's just. Can we just clear out the fire extinguisher? Is there a door, man?
Yeah, there is.
All right. Oh, let's just close the door.
I'm going to do you a favour. Walk out of here and forget any such aspirations. Find yourself a nice boy. Have a family. This lifestyle is not for the faint-hearted.
I think it's.
And Joan of Arc was only 17
Oh, wait.
when she led the French army.
I think kind of in between is it's like 6. I think it should be 6.
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
okay, call it 6A.
You know,
Yeah,
you
okay,
yeah. Okay.
I know who you are and I'll go.
Mozart was 5 years of age when
Oh,
he
right,
created
yeah,
his first musical
So I move in when you start saying Mozart was 5 years of age.
Yeah.
Can you just do it so that I can just get the timing
right.
Mozart was 5 years of age when he created his first musical composition, and Joan of Arc was only 17 when she led the French army.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
lovely.
think that's pretty good.
And this is close up of the gun and action. Cut.
Review, scene 3, shot 11, take 1.
And action.
Vexen!
Does your husband know you're queer, Gemma Lancaster? How is Stacey Barnes?
Don't forget
You're too far forward.
I love acting. I love all sorts of filmmaking, all roles of aspects of filmmaking, but I do love acting. It reminds me of when I was little, playing with my dolls and making up scenarios of how Doll would speak to Teddy, or going out to play with your mates, and it'd be like, right, you're going to walk down this road and then someone's going to shoot you, and you know, you're making up all these scenarios. So acting now is like playtime for grown-ups, really. I'll go out with my mates and I play act, and hopefully get to do it many more times.
So I think we could get some nice stuff with that.
Yeah.
Either
Well, yours
moving
on rails,
towards
yours on
moving
casters,
either
isn't
moving
it?
I've got one
towards
on
the
rails.
camera where there's
Yeah.
like a really intense emotional bit. So
Yeah.
like moving towards the face.
You might think it's all safe and exciting tapping away on your computer somewhere, but here everything has consequences. Could lose your limbs, have your fingers severed, lose your life. Not much you'll be able to do on that computer then.
Okay, cool.
It may seem all safe and exciting tapping away on your computer somewhere, but here everything has consequences. You could lose your limbs, have your fingers severed, lose your life. Not much you could do on that computer then.